Lieutenant Del Schlosser from the Iron County Sheriff's Office.
So, Chief, let's start off. Hold on. Your phone's buzzing, Chief.
Yeah, we'll decline that for right now.
Thank you. Let's start this off. Just, talk to us about what was in this press release this morning.
Okay. We had a what we feel is a very successful joint investigation on child sex crimes that started, as far as the actual operation, started last Thursday and went through last night, and actually we still have some ongoing investigations where we're looking at another suspect that may be coming in from California that is, like I say, is ongoing. And then we also have 4 other people that we're doing some continuing investigation on, and hope that there may be some charges that will follow on those 4 individuals.
So you mentioned this one individual that you said coming from California to Vegas. Can you give any more detail other than that about what his role is in all this?
Right. The indication was that he was interested in child sex trafficking, and had given these supposed 2 13-year-olds instruction on how they could run away from home. And we believe his purpose in coming here is to assist them in running away from home, in other words, kidnapping them and putting them into sex slavery in a purported bar that he claims that he owns and is affiliated in California.
So there's 4 others under investigation. What's their role? Did you know at this point?
We still need to look at that. They were people that made contact with our CI and expressed desire to have sexual relations with 13-year-old children, but didn't actually show up at the residence. But some of them did other things, such as sent photographs of their penis and whatnot and sent that. They also were doing things like requesting nude shots of the young ladies and things of that nature that we're continuing to investigate.
Clearly pretty graphic for you guys, and the details looking into this case. How do you even begin to investigate something like this? I mean, how long did it take for you to find these men?
Well, this has been really, like I say, this is a joint venture, and it's been a great partnership, we feel. We had Deputy Nick Johnson, Sergeant Nick Johnson with the Sheriff's Office, that has done a number of these types of investigations. He and Sean Peterson, Deputy Peterson from the Sheriff's Office, made contact with a group called Veterans for the Rescue of Children that are out of Tucson. It's led by Craig Sawman Sawyer, who is actually doing a documentary on pedophilia and sex crimes against children. And they were able to make the arrangements to have a chatter and 2 young ladies that posed as 13-year-old children. And so they posted advertisements and photographs on various social media sites and provided means of contact, and then these men would make contact with them. When they made contact with our CI, she specifically made sure that they understood that they were 13-year-old young ladies, and that there was a cost of $150 for an hour of sexual relations, or $100 for a half hour of sexual relations. These men all agreed to that. The ones that showed up at the door then paid her before coming into the house, and then we made those arrests.
So explain to me how these 2 13, so I want to be clear here. So are these 2 supposed 13-year-old girls, were these set up by law enforcement, or were these actually 2 girls that were put into sex trafficking? I just want to make sure we clarify.
They're actually ages 19 and 20 that were part of the Veterans for the Rescue of Children and posed as 13-year-old children.
What's next? I mean,
Right. Yeah, so, we're, like I say, we're continuing to do this investigation, and we're going to be looking at additional charges against additional perpetrators. And, when this comes to close at this particular time, it's not going to be the end. We're going to continue to look for other opportunities to do other such type of investigations, whether it's with Veterans for Rescue of Children or with other entities that do these types of investigations. We're open for that and look forward to being able to work with them to take these type of predators off of our streets.
From your point of view, Chief, how disturbing is this?
Well, it's extremely disturbing. Here you look at Peril and Paragouna, a rural community between the two communities, about 3,600 people. However, we're right on I-15, right on the I-15 corridor. We have over 1 million people that go up and down the freeway every year. And while we like to invite them into our communities and partake of the hospitality that our communities offer, it also comes with a price, because there are criminals and predators that want to take advantage of children in this particular case, or sell drugs or whatever it is. And we're going to actively hunt them. This is something that we want to make sure that we keep our community safe. We're going to use whatever resources that are legally available to us in order to keep our community safe. And I think that this particular operation has been very effective, because it brought the Department of Homeland Security investigations, Iron County Sheriff's Office, Pearland Police Department, the Iron Garfield Beaver Drug Task Force. Who else am I missing? Utah Highway Patrol. Brought all of us into connection together and gave us the opportunity of being able to work very effectively together in order to take these perpetrators off the street.
Has this problem previously been, have you guys seen this problem previously, before you guys kind of set up this?
Well, absolutely. If you look through our arrest records, you see that there's sex crimes against children on a regular basis, or domestic violence against children, whatever it is. We have these types of operations or investigations that take place fairly regularly. And, we've had some good convictions just this past year for child sex crimes, within our communities. And so whether it's a large-scale operation like this, where people are coming from outside areas and coming into our community in order to take advantage of children, or whether it's within the home, we do see crimes against children.
What does it say about the state of not only our state but the country when people are looking to 13-year-olds for gratification? And answer, TJ.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that it indicates the moral decay of our country. I think that it demonstrates that there's people out there that are strictly interested in their own sexual gratification or their own desire to make money and profit off of criminal acts, whatever that may be, whether it's through child sex crime or through distribution of drugs or whatever it is.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Chief?
Yeah, while we have everybody here, I would like to invite the governor and our state legislatures to go back and fix the Justice Reform Initiative. I think that has deeply handicapped the justice system here in Utah. I think that JRI, as it's referred to, is a program that has some positive things attached to it, but in its current state, it's destroying our justice system. And I think that when you look at people that want to do these types of crimes that are absolutely heinous and should shock the conscience of every Utahn, they need to be looking at serious time within the state penitentiary or federally. And right now with JRI, we just aren't seeing the results of those types of penalties.
What specifically of part of the JRI would you like to see, what would you like to see them crack down on?
Well, let me give you an example. With the onset of JRI, a lot of the drug crimes were reduced from felonies to misdemeanors. One of the things that I thought was very good about JRI is seeking to help these people that are addicts to be able to get treatment. And I think that that's a very positive thing. But the problem that we're running into with JRI is now where everything's a misdemeanor, there's no teeth to be able to keep them into those rehabilitation programs. There's no teeth to make sure that they want to stay in drug court. And as a result, we're getting these people that go into a program, and when the program starts getting tough for them, they walk away from it knowing that nothing is going to happen to them. And nothing does happen to them. There's no teeth in the program. You know, when they were still felonies and they had some serious time facing them, then they were more likely to stay in the program and be able to have the opportunity of overcoming their addiction. So in its current state, I don't believe that JRI is effective.
How long did this take?
I'm not sure what you mean.
This operation.
This operation here. We started it last Thursday and ended it last night, but it's been in the planning process for quite a while, probably 2 or 3 months. Probably about 2 or 3 months.
Why did you see a need for this type of an operation?
Well, you know, I think that when we look at some of the sex crimes and things that we've seen within our own community, we look at the amount of traffic that's coming through our community, we look at things that are taking place in other parts of the country, we know it's there. It's not a secret to us that it's there. And I think that this was an opportunity for us to show that even though we're rural communities with small agencies, I mean, here in Pearland I have 5 full-time officers and 3 part-time officers. And I think that, you know, one of the things that we've seen is people that have come in from California and Nevada that feel like they can come into our communities and hide and be able to perpetrate their crimes. And one of the things that we want to do is send out a very clear message is don't think that you're going to come here and hide. You know, even though we're small, we're professional. And, you know, it takes us about 10 minutes to figure out what you're up to. And so when we see these types of things, you know, by ourselves we may not be able to pull off an operation like this, but united with our other law enforcement partners, and in this case, Veterans for the Rescue of Children, we had the resources available to make a difference. And I think that that's extremely important for all of us.
Do you think we missed anything, Chief?
Lori's in now.
Lori's en route? Oh, good. So Lori is our chatter, and she's about 5 minutes out. So if you'd like to talk to her and ask her any questions, then that would be, I think, good.
Was she part of the operation?
She was our chatter. She was the one that made all the direct contact with all the Johns.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
She is amazing to
She-
watch.
Phenomenal.
3 phones and keep just, it's like, wow.
We were all amazed to be able to watch her and see how she could keep all the different conversations straight, and I mean, just absolutely phenomenal at what she does.
Definition of multitasking.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I mean, just so you know what she's done, so to help you with asking questions perhaps. She's on the phone a lot, okay, or she's texting, you know, between, as you said, 3 different people, and talking, and she's 3 different people talking to those 3 different people. And keeping it all straight, and just,
So,
Del, do you have anything you want to say?
Were you going to ask?
oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, when did Nick start? Is that about 10 years ago?
Yeah, 2009 was his first case, and Lori was actually the first, he worked with Lori on his first case. And that's
2009?
That's how we knew about it, yeah, it was in 2009, and
So, do you want to add, so we started, I'll just tell you a background. So in 2009, I was thinking about 10 years ago, all right, we started the perverted justice side, which was the traveler cases. They were coming here to do that. If we want to add, if you guys want to add that part to it, that's what kind of has started this whole snowball of things, and we can kind of go into that.
Yeah.
1st.
Just tell us how everything got kind of kicked off.
So the Iron County Sheriff's Office has been involved with the perverted justice. One of the individuals that was helping us today or over this past weekend started that for our agency with the Sheriff's Office back in 2009, and as a result, we had individuals from outside the community and inside the community of Iron County coming to have sexual relations with 13-year-old or underage children, which then sparked this weekend's investigation and collaborative effort to apprehend these type of individuals.
Successful in your eyes and the county's eyes?
I think very successful. Number one, individuals that live within our community came to this event. They came to seek out children in sexual crimes right here living in our own communities. We've seen this in the past. Even with the perverted justice, there was individuals that were living in our community seeking out that type of activity with children. This is a great operation when we can take people within our own community off the streets to protect our own children within Iron County. Also those that come from outside, they also protecting those communities outside of our county. What a great time and an effort to protect the state of Utah and the children within it.
Anything else?
Let's touch on, is southern Utah, I don't want to say a hotbed, but is
So I'll already give you some stuff for that real quick, and hopefully you're not recording. Lori researched areas to do this documentary at, and she said when she was checked at the back page, but also.
Lori might be the best.
So we're live streaming.
sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, we just want to make sure that you're aware of it.
You don't want to get that out, probably. Yeah. But is southern Utah a place where this happens a lot?
Or it's increasing.
I think the area is increasing just because of our remote location. We're close to Las Vegas. We're close to Los Angeles, the California area, also away from the Wasatch Front. When you think about this type of crime, what easier place to go than a remote area? For these suspects to think that they are going to a populated area, there's a chance that it could be law enforcement. Where it's remote, it's most likely not law enforcement, and this is a great opportunity to take them off the street.
Also, if we could, we'd like to thank Michelle Jorgensen from ERA Realty in Cedar City. She was the one that provided us with the house that we were able to use. And, again, I think that just demonstrates the community spirit here and the support of law enforcement to be able to conduct these type of operations. So we're very grateful for her for helping us out in that regard. Any other questions at all, or?
I'm good.
I think Lori will add a good touch for you.
Yeah.
I want to wait, get that interview when she gets here.
Are you guys, you want to interview when she gets here?
Yeah.
Can I pull Dell's mic? And
Yeah, of course.
Lori?
Yeah.
This up?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you're good. Lost it.
So are you cutting me out?
No, leave me.
I can use yours in the story. Perfect. You're good. You're good. How tall is Lori?
All about
She's
5'5".
5'0".
Yeah.
5'0".
She's
Ooh.
pretty,
5'0". I've never.
she's pretty short.
What do you think I can use that? I can like that shirt right there. That was a big, that was the main reason she hit Nick was because what she was following back could be so heavy. And she's okay to go. She said it was,
I believe so.
Absolutely, make sure of that.
Yes. We'll double check, but it sounds
All right, appreciate it.
They said they're 5 minutes from 75.
5 minutes from 75?
So the road,
Because they were driving like 10 miles an hour.
they said the road's really bad. So.
Hey Ryan, it's Ben. Hey, so we're continuing with the live stream, just so the web team know. We're waiting on the